next we got what happens if the Necrons complete the Pariah Nexus. Let's go. Y'all wanted more Necron videos? I got y'all. Now, so man, make sure you guys follow my Twitch down below. I'm live right now playing some Warhammer Dark Tide. Make sure you guys come through. Let's go.
And 40k are just fighting for their lives. Others are genuinely trying to win the game.
That's a nice shirt he got on.
The Necrons are often cited as having the most potential out of all the factions.
Hold up, before we even get into the deep darker Necrons. Yo, Majorkill looking fly right here. You got the chain on with the... Okay, bro. Yo, bro, who you got watching your videos? Who you got watching your videos, yo? Tell me. Like, listen, bro, we the bros, bro. Just let us know. Who you got watching your video? You got somebody that you met at the bar watching your videos?
If only the rest of them woke up and they stopped killing each other. After all, they technically won the war in heaven and even stomped their own gods and turned them into Pokemon.
Now listen, I told y'all before, bro, them Necrons don't play. They pulled up to the house, bro, instantaneously, bro. Knocked on the door, clank, clank, clank. Stop talking about us in the videos. They had like the little raspy little robot voice. I had like 9 beings pointing at me. I'm gonna be honest with you, bro. Hey, they had me surrounded. I had to, bro, they excuse my language, but they bits me. They did, bro. They did, bro. I was looking like a little boy compared to them, bro. For real. Like, it was nasty.
Solid effort right there. When the Silent King returned, he initiated his ultimate plan, the construction of the Pariah Nexus. And since then, it's been slowly but steadily growing. The goal of the Nexus is to more or less murder the Warp, thus directly taking out Chaos and indirectly taking out everyone else, as despite the Warp being a pretty terrible Jet 2 holiday destination, it is essential for almost all sentient life. But what is the Nexus? What does it do? And what happens if it is actually completed? Before we get started, this is the last time I'll be talking about the Big E V2 Mount Ararat diorama, because it is your last chance to join. Don't plan to. It can only continue with your guys' support, as building big fuck off epic dioramas ain't cheap, nor is giving away thousands of dollars of Warhammer. So please consider joining, even if it's just a one-time bronze boost for this giveaway. We'll be announced on Sunday's live stream.
Hey y'all, go check out Majorkill's thing, y'all.
Choose to join the live stream as well. Link will be below. Today we'll go over the Pariah Nexus, what happens if it's completed, and why the Silent King is building it in the first place. Let's get into it.
Let's get into it!
The Silent King was the OG ruler of the Necrons. He led them in the war in heaven against the Old Ones and Eldar, and then again against their Catan overlords. He then sent them to sleep, freed them from his command module, which allowed him to control all of them, and then he went into exile, exploring the galaxy and beyond for 60 million years. Partially as penance for where he led his people to, but partly because he wanted to understand the universe more.
Now y'all, he the big bad wolf. Bro, man, I wish I was recording videos a little earlier, y'all. I slept in. I'll keep it real. I slept in today. I wish I was recording like videos a little bit more earlier. We could have definitely checked out more Necron videos today, y'all. But listen, I'm just keeping it real for what it is, bro. He the big bad wolf, bro. When those Necrons pulled up to the crib deep, y'all, guess who made the call? Now I don't even want to say his name before he really put that bag on my head. You know, so you know, we just gonna call him Great One. Yeah. So the Great One, bro, he put the bag on my head. He said, yo, bro, tempt him, you know, yo, tell him, you know, tell him how it is. Don't do nothing, but just tell him how it is. And bro, the Necron, they brought the business. Yo, open the door, 8 beams to my face, bro. You would have thought all the Kryptonians survived their little, you know, planet blowing up, bro. The Kryptonians showed up to me. Put the beam to me. Put the ray guns to me. Yo, hey, chill out. All the jokes you got towards us, be quiet right now. Don't say no jokes to us. I said, you're right, sir.
Returned at the time his people are due to wake up, and while many have flocked to his banner, many other Necrons oppose him, such as Imhotep. Originally, the Silent King wanted to return.
Y'all, them boys pulled up deep, y'all. I'm talking about like, bro, like I'm in the middle of the, yo, I'm counting sheep, yo. Like I'm legit counting sheep over the moon. Like, 3, 7. Yo, they pulled up on me deep. For real. So like I'm gonna keep it real. Like from now on, y'all, we fully respect these dudes, bro. The dudes in green, we fully respect.
Blood and soul, reversing biotransference, as despite the gifts they have gotten from becoming Necrons, they all feel his oppressive emptiness. This is why the Silent King was so against the Tyranids. If the Nids ate all sentient life, then the Necrons would have no material to use to return to flesh and blood. However, some Necrons want to remain as they are, so it's created a bit of a schism and is the main point of contention within the various Necron dynasties. The galaxy was also way too volatile to attempting to start biotransference off the bat. The Necrons had to dominate first. So the Silent King began his ultimate plan, create a null zone zone that more or less kills the warp within it using Necron pylons, similar to the ones around Cadia, and then grow the null zone until it encompasses the galaxy, making the entire galaxy a null zone. Virtually every faction other than maybe the Tau rely heavily on the warp. The Eldar would be fucked without it, at least the Craftworld and Exodite Eldar would be. Humanity would be screwed as they would lose warp travel and re-enter the Age of Strife. Orcs would lose their WA, which would be like a Latino US citizen losing their ID card just before an ice raid. The Tyranids would be screwed as the hive mind is basically one big warp entity, so they would lose all their synaptic links. I don't even need to mention how fucked Chaos would be. But losing the warp is more than just losing your ability to shoot lightning out of your dick hole or travel faster than light. Without any connection to the warp, your very soul is smothered. This creates an effect called the stilling. People within the Pariah Nexus are struck with a slow but steadily fatal condition, where initially they're hit with despair, exhaustion and depression. However, over time this gets worse until the person either just freezes up and slowly dies, or they kill themselves.
Bro, just run. Why are we taking ourselves out? Just run. I would have been gone, been dicked. Bro, I would have been like Usain Bolt, prime Usain Bolt even, bro. Yo, I would have reached speeds so fast, or you would have thought I was running from a dog. You know what I'm talking about too. Yo, you ever ran from a dog, bro? Yo, you reach speeds you've never reached before in your life. What are we talking about? Just run. Why we gotta freeze up and do that to ourselves, bro? Just run.
The effect is even worse for Psykers, who need round-the-clock protection from themselves as their rate of suicide is extremely high. Space Marines have a greater resistance to it, but still find themselves to be slowed and likely would eventually also succumb. Although we've only seen the effect on humans, it's likely to be similar if not worse for the other races, depending on their psychic sensitivity, having the least effect on the Tau and Leagues of Votann and the most effect on Eldar and Chaos. All the Imperial worlds within the Pariah Nexus experienced mass stealing and virtually everyone died, so while it might not be as violent or explosive as some other apocalypses, it's just as fatal. The only people who seemed to be immune to the effects were pariahs due to their unique inverted souls, as well as Sisters of Battle, and those who were extremely faithful to the Emperor. The Sisters' immunity confused the Necrons, as it was often thought that faith in the Emperor and the protections that brought were manifestations of the Emperor's power via the warp. But the fact that the faith power and its aura of anti-stealing it provided seemed to not work through the warp, at least not directly, implies that the Emperor's power may be something entirely different and even purer, a new unknown source of power, for the Emperor's flaming sword Guilliman wields. If it only drew power from the warp, it would not ignite within the Pariah Nexus, but it still does, and it still has its supernatural properties. The Sisters radiated an aura of anti-stealing around them, so the less faithful near them also became immune. Black Templars and preachers who were also high in the faith department had a similar ability.
Dang, she looked dazed, boy. I mean, like she just, yo, what? Boy, she looked dazed. Man.
But also
Hey, but I'm gonna keep it real though. If anybody knows any of the sisters of battle number or whatever, yo, I would love to know. Just asking for a friend.
Workarounds for the Pariah Nexus. Vashtor was able to invade with his Dark Mechanicum forces despite the anti-chaos nature of the Nexus, likely using some kind of anti-warp technology. Chaos has bullshit hacks after all. So as we can see, the Pariah Nexus isn't just this Exodia insta-win play. It takes up a very small segment of space, is getting countered by Chaos, the Imperium, and even other Necrons, and to expand it, massive expensive Blackstone pylons have to be built and installed on various worlds, which as the Nexus would grow, would stretch the Necron forces thinner and thinner, making it easier for the other races to contain it and destroy the pylons. Imagine the overall goal of the Nexus would be to create a galaxy-wide stilling effect to nullify the powers of the other races, which in turn would mute their will and resistance, making them easy fuel to use to reverse biotransference, with the Necrons returning to their Necron tier forms, who seem to be similar to the Tau in that they don't use the warp and have very minor souls.
Bro, Majorkill, you better chill out, bro. Don't ever compare these boys to the Tau. Now, I'm not saying that's a bad comparison, bro, but these dudes, bro, they'll pull up on you fast. Yeah. Don't do it, bro. You better take it back. You better take it back right now.
So the stealing likely wouldn't affect them. But let's just say that
I'm scared of them, y'all.
Goated and managed to do it.
I'm scared of
the
them.
entire Necron race in line, unites them, and manages to push the Pariah Nexus to encompass the entire Milky Way galaxy. What would actually happen? Well, it wouldn't kill the warp per se. It would just cut it out of the galaxy. Like how building a man-made island doesn't kill the ocean and seawater, it just pushes it out. The Great Rift and Eye of Terror would close, and the Astronomicon would turn off, cucking the fuck out of Chaos and the Imperium. The Craft Welders would make a mad dash to the Eldar Khorne worlds to collect as many spirit stones as possible before then retreating into the webway, never to return as all webway gates would die from the Pariah Nexus effect and the stilling would absolutely obliterate the Eldar. Although in saying that, with the Pariah Nexus in effect, Slaanesh may be weakened so much that the Eldar in the webway no longer need their spirit stones and can thrive in their hidden labyrinth. That would be kind of ironic. Most of mankind would die, partly from being cut off from each other but also the stilling. However, more than expected would survive as faith would protect them from the stilling. Word would spread that their salvation would come from faith in the Emperor, with many people embracing it, potentially empowering the Emperor further and allowing him to shield terror from the stilling. Likewise, although Chaos would be weakened, there would be Chaos artifacts and characters like Vashtor and Perturabo who would come up with ways to counter the Nexus. Maybe making anti-warp pylons, so there'd be like inverse Pariah Nexuses in the galaxy, pockets of space where the warp—
I'm sorry, y'all, bro. My eye keep twitching, bro. Listen, I promise y'all I'm not a clone. Like, bro, my eye keep twitching. What's going on?
could thrive, which again would be ironic. The Tau would continue on, mostly unbothered, although many of the other races in their empire would die out. Belisarius' Core would also come up with some countermeasures to stop the stilling effect that didn't just include faith. The Tyranids would be fucked. They don't have technology or faith. All Nids within the Milky Way would go feral and would be easy pickings.
Yeah, I can't lie to you, bro. The Tyranids is GG's, bro. GG, bro. It's like a big Air Force One going crazy. It's like, bro, if the net, bro, it will legit be like, two big Air Force Ones, bro, hitting the Crip Walk, bro, on the Tyranids. No lie, I promise you. I swear to you. No lie.
Fleets would still
It'll be nasty, bro.
The borders of the Pariah Nexus,
truly
attempting to destroy world by world to work their way into the galaxy slowly.
Look at him. I don't want to talk about nobody looks, but ew, look at him.
Also a very good chance they would eventually adapt to the stilling. Orcs would be super screwed. Cut off from their wah, they would lose their fightiness and die of boredom.
I'm glad, bro. Yes, rubbing my hands like Birdman. Yes, yes, yes. I've been praying for this, yo. Praying on the downfall.
Hard. So a complete Pariah Nexus would knock
Let's
the
go, bro.
out of the game, either through extermination or exile.
Yes.
And push the Imperium and Chaos from being the dominant players now fighting for survival using desperate methods, whilst the Tyranids would be forced out of the galaxy, most likely resulting in a direct war between the Necrons and the Nids that would likely end with the Nids packing shop and searching for a different galaxy to consume. Once the Nids were gone, the Silent Kid would then begin reversing biotransference, using the biomatter of all the stilled sentient life in the galaxy. The Necrons would return to flesh and blood, and while this would make them physically weaker, they still had their technology and weaponry, and who knows, maybe they could pick the flesh and blood form they would return to.
And I bet they... Ooh, let me chill out. The last time hold up. Necrons! I know you guys are watching. I was about to say, and I bet they would smell good too.
Maybe their new bodies are strong, resistant, and immortal. So while I wouldn't say it's an instant GG as Necron victory, it would definitely put them in the #1 spot. But it also wouldn't be the galaxy-wide total genocide of all races that it initially appeared to be. I honestly just find it hilarious that the Necrons are super annoyed that a bunch of nuns with guns can ignore the effects of the Pariah Nexus because of faith. It goes against every scientific atom of their beings. It was almost as satisfying as the Necrons finding out the hard way that Guilliman's flaming sword fries their reanimation protocols, giving them permanent death. Yeah, they really stopped sending their overlords after G-Men when that became apparent. If you enjoyed the video and you want to
shout out to Majorkill, man, for this video. Bro, I told y'all before, man, them Necrons do not play. Bro, they won't hear a bad thing coming out of my mouth, bro. They fully got me, y'all. I gotta admit it. Like, every time I talk about them, I stutter. That's how you know how scared I am of these boys. Other than that, man, comment down below. What do you think about them? Right now, I'm streaming on Twitch. Make sure you guys come through. And other than that, I'm gonna see you guys later for some out. Bye, everyone.